Hi guys, how are you? My name is Emer. Um, I hope you're having a good Friday night. I hope you had a good week. I am from Dublin in Ireland. My name is Emer. Um, I've been in Milan since January. Um, I'm 23. Um, and I'm an English teacher. I work in Montenegro in Milan. Um, so, but in my spare time, I love to watch musicals in the theater, like Wicked. What are the musicals? Like The Sound of Music with Julie Andrews, Wicked. I like Mamma Mia. Lots of musicals on Broadway and West End in London. But I also like live music as well. So, what's your favorite type of performance to go to? So say hi. Say hi in the chat. And where are you watching from? What city? In Italy or France? Which city are you watching from? So, very interesting to find out. So, say hi in the chat. Oh, I put a question mark. Okay. So, performance. In this focus activity, describe a performance, phrasal verbs, and giving constructive critique. So, performing live. Can you list 5 different kinds of performances? So, live performances. Can you list 5 different kinds of performances? So, I said one earlier, a musical. Musicals usually are performed or they are famously performed on Broadway in New York or on the West End, which is an area in London. If you don't know, I'm sure you do. So number 2, what is your favorite kind of performance to see? 3, have you ever performed? So have you ever performed? So even in a school play or as a child doing a piano recital, anything, doesn't matter. Were you nervous or did you enjoy it? And what was the best or worst part? Okay. So let's see. Can you list 5 different kinds of performances? So 5 different kinds of performances. So in the chat, write 5 different kinds of performances. So I can think of one, which I said earlier, a musical. I have a song from a musical stuck in my head now, but I'm not going to sing. I'm not singing for you. Maybe I'll sing if you comment. Maybe. So one is a musical. What other types of or kinds of performances can you think of? So we have a musical. So a musical is a play with music, singing and dancing. So another type of performance would be a play. Play. Another type of performance would be a recital, like a piano recital. So a recital, example, a piano recital, which is often given by children to show them playing an instrument they have been learning. So you can have other types of recitals like ballet, a dance recital. There are many. So, speaking of ballet, ballet is a type of live performance, a ballet, or an opera. I don't know why I'm capitalizing these. An opera. So we have musical, a play, an opera, a concert, Roberta, very good, a concert. So there are lots of different kinds of performances, much more than 5. So what is your favorite kind of performance to see? What is your favorite kind of performance to see? Well, my favorite kind is musicals. I love musicals. I don't go to regular concerts very often, but I love going to musicals. So, Roberta, what is your favorite kind of performance to see? Anyone else in the chat? What is your favorite kind of performance to see? So I love musicals. Number 3, have you ever performed? Roberta, my favorite performance is musicals too. Yes, musicals, so exciting. Cool, that's great. Roberta, have you ever performed in a musical, or it doesn't matter? Elena Padovani. Hi, Elena from Verona. Hi, Elena. How are you? Elena, what is your favorite kind of performance to see? So Roberta's is a concert, or is musicals. Mine is musicals. I love musicals. So what is your favorite kind of musical to see? And have you, or not musical, kind of performance to see? And have you ever performed? So Roberta, have you ever performed? Elena, have you ever performed? I have performed in musicals, but in the background. I've never played like a main role, like a part in a musical. I have sung in the background. Number 4, were you nervous or did you enjoy it? Okay. Elena, my favorite kind of performance are musicals and concerts. Oh, cool. I never performed Oh, never, never ever. Even in school, Elena, did you ever perform in a school play? Did you ever sing or play an instrument? So there are lots of different types of performances. Um, you must have performed once at least in school, maybe in a choir as part of a group. And were you nervous or did you enjoy it? So if you have performed, maybe you haven't. Were you nervous or did you enjoy it? I have performed a few times for different reasons. Roberta, I performed in some musicals as a dancer. Oh wow, that's cool. As a dancer, wow. And were you nervous, Roberta, or did you enjoy it? And what was the best or the worst part? What was the best or the worst part? So, I was never nervous performing in musicals because I was performing with a big group of people. So it wasn't just me alone. So I did really like it. But I have sung with my choir. And sometimes I would get nervous for competitions because the music was very hard. Okay, Roberta, I was nervous only at the beginning, but then just enjoy it. Yeah, that's it, exactly. Yeah, you have to enjoy it, otherwise, not good. What was the best or the worst part? So I think the best part is when it goes really well and everything works perfectly. The worst part is when it doesn't work. When I've sung, when I've sung with my choir in the past, sometimes the song just like just doesn't work. It like collapses, kind of. It just stops and it doesn't work. Because it goes out of tune or people miss their timing to come into the song or something like that. So that is the worst part. But usually it's okay. Usually it's good. Yeah, so if you have a best or a worst part, throw it in the comments. We'll have a look. Okay, so first we have some vocabulary. So outshine, rising star, stage fright, talent, expectation, disappointment, nervous before an audience, to perform better than someone, a person who is quickly becoming successful, a belief that something will happen, and not fulfilling one's hopes, and natural skill. So matching the vocabulary with the correct definition. And I saw some comments come in. Roberta, I think the best part is the emotions sharing with the other people. That is, yeah, that's beautiful. Very, very nice, Roberta. I like it. Okay, so together, Elena, Roberta, anyone else watching? So matching the words on the left with the definitions on the right. So what do you think? Let's do the first one. So outshine. Outshine is to perform better than someone. So outshine is comes from to shine like a star. So a star is a famous person, a very talented person. And to outshine someone means literally to perform better than someone. Talent, natural skill. Yes, very good, Roberta. Talent is a natural skill. Perfect, yeah. Rising star. What is a rising star? So a rising star is a person who is quickly becoming successful. So they are becoming maybe not famous, but they are gaining a lot of fans very quickly. Being successful. Stage fright. Nervous before an audience. Perfect. Yes, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Elena, perfect. Stage fright. Nervous before an audience. Perfect. Very good. Talent. Talent. Oh, we had that from Roberta. Talent is a natural skill. Expectation. Expectation is the belief that something will happen. Expectation, belief that something will happen. So, for example, I expect I will become a famous singer when I'm older. It means I believe that I would become famous. And then disappointment. You got that, Roberta. Very good. Expectation. Perfect. And then disappointment is not fulfilling one's hopes. Disappointment. So you can be a disappointment to yourself, not fulfilling one's hopes, or something can be a disappointment, a performance. Maybe I went to a Beyonce concert and she didn't feel, she wasn't as good as I thought she would be, so she was a disappointment. Never though, I'm sure Beyonce is great, always. I love Beyonce. She was the first singer that popped into my head. So giving a constructive critique. How should the critique begin and end? Should a constructive critique have opportunities for everyone to speak? Constructive critique. Speak. Should a critique include ideas for moving forward? What are some phrases you could use? Have you ever given a critique? And have you ever received a negative critique? Was it nerve-wracking? So critique is a French word that we use in English. So it is pronounced in the French way. Ooh, Beyonce. Me too, Beyonce. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love Beyonce? Come on. Okay, she was in a musical too. She was in Dreamgirls, so a fellow musical lover. Cool. So, help me discuss about critiques. So, how should the critique begin and end? Should a constructive critique have opportunities for everyone to speak? Should a critique include ideas for moving forward? What are some phrases you could use? So if you want to answer whichever question you want to, it's fine. Just put like one and your answer. Roberta, I think a critique should begin as a suggestion. Okay. Okay, lovely. Could you elaborate a little more what you mean? Begin as a suggestion. Okay. Elena, what do you think? Anyone else watching? What do you think a critique should be like? So it should begin as a suggestion, okay? How should it end? Maybe end is a suggestion as well. How should it end? Should a constructive critique have opportunities for everyone to speak? Oh, oops. Sorry. So we're going to watch a video of a famous critique. So there are lots of shows like America's Got Talent, where the judges critique the audience. So we are going to have a watch, and when you are watching, think about how they are critiquing them and how you might do it better or in a nicer way, maybe. Roberta, for example, you can say, I don't like your concerto, but you can also say, I think you should improve the scenography of your concert. Okay, yes, exactly. Constructive criticism. Perfect. Constructive criticism. So it's helpful, but not mean. So let's have a look at this video. This is America's Got Talent 2014.
Zach, and we're Divers.
Are you singing, dancing? What's your act?
We're kind of like a boy band. We're trying to bring back man band. We just love to have fun. We love getting the crowd into it. We love, if they have a good time, then we're having a good time. We're from Jersey, and Jersey people know how to party, right? Yeah. A lot of pretty ladies in the audience tonight. Oh, yes. Oh.
Okay, guys, well, I don't want to stop you. Go for it. Enjoy yourself.
Here you go, ladies. Right. Here we go. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Yeah, tonight. Let's get it up. I got my money. Let's get it up. Go ahead and smash it. That's all I got. We're in the room.
Ah, come on. Okay, so the video stopped. But you have probably seen America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, or there's probably an Italian version of a talent show. So judging by their criticism, how would you be critical of acts? So Roberta said constructive criticism would be good. Elena, I think the constructive critique, they're good for people. Yeah, they are. They're helpful. Like when I would do, when I would do, when I would do choir competitions, the judges would always give constructive criticism. So to help with like breathing or tuning, something like that, to help the choir to improve next time. There's the same talents here in Italy. Yeah. I mean, they have these, I can't talk. They have these shows all over the world. Okay. So should a constructive critique have opportunities for everyone to speak? Should a critique include ideas for moving forward? I think you've said, yeah, to improve. Okay, let's try number 4. What are some phrases you could use? Okay, so you are writing a critique. What are some phrases you could use in your critique? And have you ever given a critique? I don't think I have ever given a critique before. Maybe to my friends, but not really. Have you ever received a negative critique, and was it nerve-wracking? Ooh, that's hard. I think I have. Probably for singing, maybe. I don't remember what they said. Maybe something to do with breathing. Usually a popular critique for singers. Stay on top here. Okay. All right. So let me know. What are some phrases you could use for a critique? Roberta, yes, I received some negative critique. Okay. And was it nerve-wracking? So nerve-wracking means it just makes you feel like very, very nervous. Like you are kind of shaking. You're like, oh, like really nervous. And what are some phrases you could use? So if you're writing a critique, what are some phrases you could use to write a critique? Okay, it's not easy to keep calm when someone is giving you a critique. Yeah, it is hard. It is definitely. But usually it is useful. Sometimes it's just mean, but yeah. And what are some phrases you could use to critique? So Elena, Roberta, anyone else? What are some phrases you could use to critique? So to criticize someone in a nice way. What are some phrases you can use? Yishal, hi Yishal. I think it's hard to receive critiques, but you can take a chance to think about what you have done. Yeah, that's a nice way of thinking about it. Perfect. Yeah, that's really nice. And what are some phrases you could use to give it critique? So a critique is like a form of advice or suggestion. So what are some phrases you could use for giving a suggestion or for giving advice? Or maybe if you've read a critique before in English or maybe another language, Italian probably, what are some phrases you would use? So, for example, you could say, I recommend you ... dot, dot, dot. You should. Okay, lots of other phrases. Any phrases you have, put them in the chat. We'll have a look. I'll just move on because we're running out of time. Yashal, sometimes people are rude when they critique you. This is not good. Yes, they can be rude. Yeah, like in the talent shows on the telly. Simon Cowell, if you know Simon Cowell, he's an English judge. He does the British and American talent shows. He used to be very, very mean and rude in his what are they called? My head is gone. Critiques. Okay, so highlights, positive phrases. At first, I thought I loved the part where I've never seen anything like it. Phrases for when it didn't go so well. It didn't connect with the audience. It left a bit to be desired. I've never seen anything like it. Okay. Okay, Roberta, I think that you need to. Perfect. Roberta, you should improve. Lovely. Yeah, great phrases. Perfect. Very good. I'll take that down. So here are some other phrases that you could use. At first I thought, I loved the part where, da 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 da. So for kind of like for reviewing a show that you've seen, maybe something like that. This looks like when Justin Bieber was young, they would do that all the time. I don't know, or in One Direction, they always do that. The next big thing. Think of a book or a bad book or film. Give a quick constructive critique with 3 ideas for improvement. So we have some little helpful phrases. So I noticed, I think, you could try, next time I suggest. Okay, so at home, think of a bad film or a bad book and give 3 constructive critique. Give a quick constructive critique with 3 ideas for improvement. So first, think of a bad book or a bad film that you would like to critique, and then give 3 ideas for improvement. I can't think of a bad film. I can think of a book I didn't like. The thing with books is, if I don't like a book at the start, I will just stop reading it. Yashal, you could try to change the final. Ooh, what? How do we say the final in English? We wouldn't say the final. We would say the ending. You could try to change the ending. Lovely. Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. You could try to change the ending. I can think of one book I didn't like. Roberta, you could try to describe better the characters of your books. Okay, that's good. But the word order, we would just switch it around. So you could try to describe the characters of your books better. Or you could try to describe the characters better in your books. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Give me some more suggestions of critiques you could use. One of my critiques would be, I think the story was very drawn out. I think the story was very drawn out. So drawn out means the plot didn't change very much for a long time. So the book I'm thinking of is Paper Towns by John Green. And for like 80% of the book, nothing really changes. So I would say the plot or the story was very drawn out. Yashal, I noticed that this book is too full of details. It becomes boring sometimes. Lovely. That is a great critique, Yashal. Perfect. Yeah, too full of details. Lovely. Lovely. Great critique. Hey, anyone else? Some more critiques? Yashal, Roberta. Who else was there at the start? She's still there. Maybe not. Elena, if you're still there. Roberta, I noticed some mistakes during the act. I think the actors need to improve their performance. Ooh, that's quite strong. Fair enough though. I'm sure they probably deserve it. I think the actors could need to improve their performance. Very good. That is a strong critique, but I like it. I like it. Very good. Very good. Let's see the next slide. Okay. Up and coming phrasal verbs. So we have some phrasal verbs here. Try out, make it, live up to the hype, be up for or to, be up to or be up for, and get over. So tell me, what are the meanings of these phrasal verbs? They are all used for performances, for like performance area. So tell me, what are the meanings? What are the meanings of these phrasal verbs? So some are American, some are English. I think mostly they're American. Try out is American, make it, live up to the hype. Live up to the hype will be American. Be up for might be English. Get over. Yeah. So tell me in the chat, what are the meanings of these phrasal verbs? Okay. So try out means to audition, for, kind of. To test or to audition for something. So for sports, they say to try out for is to like to go to a tryout where you play sports and do lots of tests, and they decide if you can play on the team or not. To test for TV or for film, you go to an audition, and then they will do a test. So they put you on camera, they film you on camera to see how the camera likes you, I guess. Make it is to be successful. So we would say, Beyonce, she's made it. Or I might ask Beyonce, how do I make it as a singer? How do I become successful as a singer? How can I be a successful singer? So how can I make it? How do I make it? Live up to the hype. Live up to the hype means to meet people's expectations. So often when films do really, really well, they have a lot of hype. So hype is like people talking, saying it's great, like you should see Titanic. It's an amazing film. It's the best film you've ever seen. So people's expectations are so high, and maybe they go and see the film, and because their expectations are so high, like really high, they're like, oh, it's the best film ever. When they see the film and it's like, it's kind of average, like it's good, but it's not like amazing, then then you would say it didn't live up to the hype. Or maybe in Titanic's case, we would say, oh yeah, Titanic really lives up to the hype. So it's a very common phrase used a lot. I think everywhere, like every English-speaking country. Be up for or be up to means to be able to or ready to do something. So are you up for a drink later? Are you ready to go for a drink later? Or are you up for going to see Beyonce in concert, or go see Beyonce's concert later? Yeah, so they're quite common. Okay, get over. Get over means to overcome or recover from. So we would say, maybe for someone like Robert Downey Jr., who plays Iron Man. In the past, he was a drug addict, but he got over it because he overcame his addiction, he recovered from it, and now he's better than ever. So to get over. Or maybe an actor who did a very bad film, but then next year they come out with a really great film that gets nominated for an Oscar. They have overcome, they get over it. We can also use get over it to describe like an illness or something like that. Like I had a cold last week, but I'm better now. I got over it. Yeah, so quite common. All right, so up and We might have time to do that. Oh, maybe we'll. Yeah, be fine. Okay, so up and coming talent. Beth's English teacher saw Beth writing poems after school. She asked Beth if she could read one and was shocked at how well they were written. Beth had a hidden talent. Her teacher found a poetry slam event and encouraged Beth for a spot at the next event. She also told other students to go see her perform. Beth suffered from stage fright and didn't know if she could it. There were going to be a lot of people there, and Beth didn't think she could. Her teacher and friends were making. At first, Beth, after her friend encouraged her, she decided to go. When Beth's turn came, she went on stage, but no words came out. She almost lost her nerve. Somehow, she finally started reading. Once she began, the room was listening intensely. She had done it. Everyone clapped loudly. Maybe she could. Big. So we have our phrasal verbs on the right. So try out, make it, live up to the hype, be up for to, be up for or be up to, and get over. So our first one, her teacher found a poetry slam event and encouraged Beth to be up for a spot at the event. Oh, try out. Yes, okay. Try out for a spot at the event. She also told other students to go see her perform. Try out. Perfect. Well done, Yashal. Perform. Beth suffered from stage fright and didn't know if she could it. Didn't know if she could. What do you think? Didn't know if she could make it, get over it. Didn't know if she could get over her stage fright. There were going to be a lot of people there, and Beth didn't think she could. Her teachers and friends weren't making. She couldn't live up to the hype. Lovely, well done, Yashal. Didn't think she could live up to the hype her teacher and friends were making. At first, Beth. After her friend encouraged her, she decided to go. Let's see. At first, Beth wasn't up for it. Wasn't up for it. So we had to conjugate the verb wasn't. After her friend encouraged her, she decided to go. When Beth's turn came, she went on stage, but no words came out. She almost lost her nerve. Somehow, she finally started reading. Once she began, the room was listening intensely. She had done it. Everyone clapped loudly. Maybe she could make it big. Okay. So there are your phrases. If you have any questions, put them in the chat over here. But thanks, guys, for writing in the chat. I had a great hour there with you. And I hope I'll see you soon. But thank you. Have a nice weekend. Okay. Bye.